Stop remaking games, the same stuff. It's just recycle, regurgitate, and then just reuse. And I'm just sick of it. As someone that reviews games, and I know woe is me, and we've got a very small channel here, so but I feel like I'm not in the minority where we're just remaking games. Like Last of Us on PlayStation, I feel like that has been remade 7 million times. And like this rant's kind of on the back of the Halo 1 news of Campaign Evolved, which, yeah, like in the back of my head, I don't mind a redo or a redisplay with a coat of paint of an older game. I don't even think they need a coat of paint. I don't mind that an older game that may have only been on one console or may have been on one or two things gets a wide launch, 25 years down the road. I don't have a problem with that. I think the art style should mostly stay the same and the controls should mostly stay the same, so it's roughly the same experience. But I like the idea of people that weren't around then or didn't have that particular console being able to go back and have the same adventure that I had, 25 years ago. But it never works out that way. Like, it's always a game that comes out that's like half-baked or half-finished or missing half of the things, or it has AI size resolution, and it's just a mess every single time, for the most part every single time. Like, some of these remakes do have a place. Like, my wife really liked the Crash Bandicoot series when that got remastered, and having more than one game, it wasn't just one, it was 1, 2, and 3. Same with the Tomb Raider ones. She loved being able to go back and play those games, and mostly they were pretty unchanged. Like, they were, especially in Tomb Raider's stance in the first 3 games, those controls do not hold up. Like, that was very difficult. But she was teleported back to that world. The problem with just these games right now is just they try to modernize it for today's control landscape, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't. Like, Halo 1 with sprint doesn't make sense to me. I get, like, that some people might want that as a feature, but it just doesn't make sense. It's not what the core game was. It just wasn't. Like, it was just a slower paced game because it was one of the first shooters to come out on console with twin sticks, and like it was a learning bubble for a lot of people to have to deal with that. The shooters before that were kind of geared at more like the Nintendo 64, your Perfect Darks and your GoldenEyes, and so this is a real first twin stick shooter. I know there was like Time Splitters 2 and a few others, but this was pretty revolutionary for its time. But it's obviously not aged well. But to give it like a coat of paint and then just say, yeah, here you go, it's just so uninspired and just crappy. And like surely there's something better that you can do with Halo. Like, they've gone so far away from that franchise now that it might as well just be dead. And I hate this whole like just reliving the past and hoping for nostalgia, but it just doesn't work. They miss the mark every time. Grand Theft Auto, those 3 games came out. I was super keen to go back into that world, but instead of they just did a shitty version of it. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I think some of the bugs back then were part of the nuance, and like taking out certain parts of the level or taking out certain optimization kind of ruins it from the people that love this game so much in its core state that they played it over and over again. They found out ways to get like vehicles into places that vehicles couldn't be in to make levels easier so you can pass it on, the hardest difficulty. There's ways to break the game for speedrunners and all those things, and just you kind of lose a lot of that when you can't go back into that world, and it's just something that's slightly different. Like I said, I don't mind a 25-year-old game coming out on, in its complete form on everything. I don't really mind that as long as the price isn't too high. What I don't like is that it's just it's never done well. Like, I think I can count on my hand the amount of remasters that have been done well. That's only been a one-off too. And like if I go back to Halo, like the Master Chief, you can do crossplay for campaign on 3 and ODST, but you can't do it for the rest of them, which makes no sense to me. This game, the new Halo that's coming out, Campaign Evolved, will have 3 missions with Sergeant Johnson, early on, and it will be crossplay online for the campaign, but there's no multiplayer in it, and that's really what brought everyone into the franchise, was being able to do these couch games and LAN parties and all sorts of things. I remember when Halo came out, LAN game centers had Xboxes because of Halo, and I know that time's passed. I get it, but that time's just passed. We don't need to have these rehashes of games. Instead, these big developers should really be looking into putting their resources into a proper franchise or a proper new game or a new IP, instead of just rehashing the same regurgitated crap over and over again. That Plants vs. Zombies Replanted is just nothing. There's never anything added to it. It's not like it's, an older game that comes out and it's like, oh, we've added co-op to it so you can play with your friends online in an older game. And you might have played it, but your friend didn't, and now you get to have this adventure together. There's never any of that stuff. There's never anything added to it to make it better. It's just, there's always something taken away. There's always something that doesn't work properly. And I'm just over it. Like, I'm just so sick of these, like, just regurgitated slop, like I said. It's just, yeah, like, I liked the GoldenEye move over. Like, that's fine. Like, it was just part of the Rare Replay. There you go, have it. It's there. There it is. Perfect Dark, same thing. It's just been upscaled. It works on bigger TVs. It's still the same game. It's roughly the same game. And that's what these things should be. There shouldn't be anything else than that. And there should be at a very cheap price. And, like, I don't know, they just try to hit that millennial nostalgia in the wallet, pretty much. And I don't know, I'm just so over it. I'm so over just everything being a remaster and a redo. Like Deus Ex, I think this might be an okay remaster just because it's such a good game that a bunch of people haven't played. Or a developer like Postal 2 making their own, a much bigger upscaled version. They can go out a lot of things where that's complete, right? I don't mind those that are happening. I mean, one of those was a Kickstarter campaign, so there's obviously people wanting that game. But for the rest of it, man, just move on, do something new. Like, just, you can't keep hashing everything in the past. Like, some of the ex-developers for Halo are like outraged at this new game coming out because it's just slop, and they've just changed a bunch of it. They've lost what was magical about it, and it's fine that it was. It's fine that it's a product of its time. I think Master Chief, just having all of them in one single run, sure, it wasn't perfect, but at least they're all there. It was a fine price for all of that content. But now to just be like, well, here's just the first campaign only by itself, missing a bunch of stuff that the game originally came out with. Or like Plants vs. Zombies, like, oh, well, here it is. It costs more than it did back then. And it, is missing I wouldn't say a fair few things, but it's missing one or two of the things that made it unique, that made it so distinctual back in the day. And it's just like, then that's fine. Like, it can just stay in 2005. Like, we don't need to have these member berries injected into our veins every 5 years of something that happened 10 years ago. Or like, these high res versions of the game. Just make them available on make it backwards compatible. Like, I don't have a problem with that sort of stuff. Now, where I will say, like, Nintendo Switch, they've got it just on their online program, and it's just like, here's a bunch of games from our old consoles. I love that. I really enjoyed being able to go back and play some old Nintendo 64 games on a console, on, my Switch. It's not obviously completely ideal, but hey, it's just part of it's just on there. And I'd love other places to have the same thing. Like, maybe Game Pass on its lower res can be like, here's a backwards catalog of all the games that you used to love that you can just go in and play. Same with Sony. There's no reason that they can't do that as part of their online subscription, and it adds a fair bit to it. Like, I would never let my Switch subscription go down just because, sometimes I want to go in and play Mario Golf or one of the older Mario Karts. I just think these cash grab versions for all of this stuff is just so annoying, and it's just so obviously a cash grab. It's usually pumped out to another developer. It's so uninspired. I'm just over it. I want to be reviewing and playing new games and having exciting holy shit moments, or moments where I need to recommend these games to my friends. Not like, oh, you need to play Halo 1 Combat Evolved. It's like the other remaster of Halo, but yeah, that's it. Like, it's just, we're at the point where we're remaking remastered games, and that's insane. That's just insane to me when the other ones are available. And I get, like, it's going onto all consoles, but why not just make Master Chief available? Give it, a bit more love, give it crossplay, and just release that on PlayStation. It would do gangbusters if they did that. It would absolutely do gangbusters. It would give the game a whole new life. More people would be back on the multiplayer lobbies, and you can just, you might be able to add a few things before this live service multiplayer game comes out. That would have been so much better to do than this. And they did it with Forza Horizon. That's a fair, it's been out for a few years. They released it there. It sold like gangbusters on PlayStation. And I just get so annoyed that there isn't these ways of maybe upscaling games or giving it to people that have already bought it. Because what are they going to do? They're going to recommend it to their friends. Witcher did this. Witcher just, here you go. There's a oh, you have the original game, here's the upscaled version, cool. And it gave Witcher just a whole new life, because people got back into it, they start making content about it, and then people go, yeah, maybe I will check out this game, now that I've aged into it. You get into a whole new generation's worth of hands. But instead of that, no, it's like, here's, it's $60, here's a trailer, and it looks so good, and then you just play it, and you're like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, I don't think I've played a good remaster in a long time. Probably Master Chief was the closest, and even then, it's not perfect. And I don't mind playing with the old graphics and the old, clunky controls, because that's what it was back then. And it just kind of ruins it. Like, some stages are set up certain ways, and to take out those barriers, to be able to maybe not put things in, or maybe, not have sprint. A lot of the stages were designed around that. So once you add these other mechanics to it, it just changes the way the game feels and plays dramatically. And I don't mind some, maybe like in the GTA trilogy, the one thing that was good was the maps were a lot better and much easier to use. But outside of that, like when Grand Theft Auto came out, it was an amazing game for its time. Like, it really was. That when GTA 3 came out, it was groundbreaking. There was nothing like it. Now, if you go back and play it, it's missing a lot. Like, but so much time has passed. It's meant to. We're meant to build off these games. And instead of, it just came out with like a swan song of a shitty, coat of paint that didn't work properly. And it's just like, I don't know, it just sits wrongly with me that like we leave these games in such a bad state with the remaster that it just leaves a bad taste in everyone's mouth, and you don't remember it fondly or have those conversations with your friends of like, oh, remember this game and remember doing this. Instead it's like, yeah, it's shame about the remaster release or something on those lines. So yeah, I just think we lose a bit of the art form of gaming when we just put a coat of paint on it and just hash it out and send it out. And it's all just for money. It's uninspired slop. Like, you don't see good paintings getting like a remaster in modern. No one's going to Da Vinci's work and being like, oh, we just need to give that a new coat of paint. We just, no, it doesn't. It just stays behind a wall, and it's just preserved in all time as it was. And that's what I think gaming should be. I know that systems and things are different, and I don't mind that, you need to change things, some slight things to make it work on certain systems. I don't mind those creative choices. Maybe just tell everyone that that's happening. But yeah, just regurgitating this slop I can't deal with it anymore. Anyway, that's the whole video. Bit of a downer one. I just really needed a rant. Hit the subscribe button if you did make it this far. This week we've got a lot of game reviews, plus we've got a fair few new series that are taking off. My brother's taking a Steam game roulette, where he just picks a game that came out that day on Steam and plays it. I'm going to do the same thing with Xbox as we kind of get through. And we've got some play sessions coming up too, so we've got lots of content coming out. Comment down below, what do you think about remasters? I know this is just me rambling, but like, I don't know. I struggled with this video, like how I was going to tackle it for a few hours, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to turn the microphone on, and we're just going to see what happens. I'm just going to one take it, and we see what it is. Because I'm pretty pissed off. Like, I don't know. I'm just sick of it. It's so just corporate, and I'm just over it. I'm not oblivious that people need to make money. Like, I'm from the business world, so I get it. But like, do something that people can't then deny. Like, yeah, like, make something new, make something fun. Don't just regurgitate slop and then tell us that it's good. Anyway, that's me. That's me. I'm out of here. My name is Brenton. This is Redland Live. I'm gonna edit this up, cut this up, and get on out of here. So thank you so much for watching, and bye.